side of nacho cheese sauce. Add a crunchy taco, a burrito supreme, and a drink, and they're even harder to resist. Beware, Taco Bell's new $5 naked chicken chips box is...
Monday Night Raw is in the books. Well, the deck got shuffled again tonight. And I really can't say I blame them on this one. They had to play the hand they were dealt. And I gotta tell you, I think they did a good job of it tonight. Tonight was actually... The first half of the show was pretty much shit. The second half, we'll give our thoughts on. Waiting for AC to call in. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to what I'm calling Monday Night PWAM, I guess. Monday Night Pro Wrestling and more. Or Monday Night Pwam, I guess, as we've dubbed it. I don't know. I guess you kind of got to be like Deadpool. You just can't say it Pwam. It's Pwam with the exclamation mark, maybe. We'll explain those hashtags that are on your screen here in a minute. Couple housekeeping procedures. This Wednesday night, live at about 10 o'clock-ish. I say that because sometimes it runs over. I believe Jeff Edwards and I will be back for the unofficial CWF Worldwide After Show right here on this same channel. Be sure to check that out. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you want to tweet at us tonight, the main Twitter account for the network is at 1650PWAM. That's 1650PWAM. You can reach me on Twitter at Joe Pillow to Post. It's right there on your screen. And, of course, AC can be reached at AC Cooldown. We got a lot to talk about here tonight, folks. Right here on Monday Night Pwam, Monday Night Pam, PWAM, whatever you want to call it. That's the name I'm going for. We had to come up with a name for this show because it seems like it's going to be a weekly thing. We'll get to Raw here tonight. AC is rumored to have some words for Joey Ryan. And we're going to find out what those are. That's why I put Ryan as a Melvin up there. We're going to figure out why Ryan is a Melvin tonight. Why Joey Ryan is labeled as a Melvin. We're going to figure that out tonight, along with a lot of other things. Tornado versus White Mike. I have that on your screen here. And the reason why that's on your screen for this show is because I want to get that trending right now. I would love to get that trending because that's the match this year I want to see in December at CWF Battlecade. We don't talk a whole lot of CWF Mid-Atlantic on this show, but I want that match to happen this sometime this year. Rumor has it that I will be attending CWF this coming Saturday at the arena. So if you're at the Sportatorium, so if you're going down to the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium and you want to say hi to me, please feel free to do so. Come up, say hi. I'll shake your hand, say hello. We could talk some wrestling. Wrestling? It's wrestling. It's not wrestling. So yeah, we're just waiting on AC to call in here. Tonight's Raw was, I don't know what really to think of it. It seems like from the Finn Balor match on, everything was really good. Got to give props to Roman Reigns tonight. We'll get there. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. When you do hit that like and subscribe button, and if we're live, you'll see your name pop up on the screen along with Link from The Legend of Zelda. This network has kept growing. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate everybody who has liked and subscribed here in recent weeks and over the last month since we've launched. It's been about a month now, or about half a month at least since we've launched. We launched at the beginning of May, so it feels like a month. just because of everything that's been going on with the network and everything on in my life. Jeff Edwards, hey, there he is. About time Jeff Edwards subscribed to his own network. There it is. Thank you, Jeff, for subscribing to your own network. That's just what you'll see. When you subscribe to us, we put your name up there along with link. You get linked to us, I guess you could say. You subscribe to us. I gotta tell you, folks, and if we're not live when you subscribe, sure enough, when we come back live, we'll also, have a way of calling up the names and giving you a shout out here on the show. People asked me the other day when we're going to start taking donations for the network, because apparently you can do donations on YouTube, and I haven't quite figured it out yet, and I don't know if I want the tax burden that goes with it. Maybe one day. We're not here for the money. We're here to get noticed. We're here to have our voices be heard right here on 1650 Pro Wrestling and More, PWAM. That's what we're all about. Since it's going to be about 15 minutes since AC comes on, if you'd like to go ahead and chime in on Skype here in the next 15 minutes, I know somebody out there is waiting to come on. So if you want to go ahead and dial in, you can add me on Skype at Tons of Fun WCW. That's TONSOFFUN WCW. You can call in that way. Also, we're in the YouTube chat room here. We're here on the YouTube chat room as well. Jeff Edwards, of course, is in the chat room. The Electric City Saint is in there as well tonight. Robert Ventura, he's in there as well. We got a lot to talk about tonight as soon as AC comes on. Because I'll be honest, AC, we're not here for the money. We're here for the fame. That's right. We don't do it for the money. We do it for the glory. Anyway, I got to tell you, I took a lot of notes during Monday Night Raw. I decided to be, as Dave Scher calls, I decided to be one of those slide rule fans. I never will get why people sit beside their TV and record match times with a stopwatch. Leave that up to Meltzer and other people. I'm not going to sit here and do that. So I don't want to really go into Monday Night Raw yet. I will say this hashtag dive thing has been getting a lot of notice today. I turn on Busted Open here in the car today, going to pay some bills before I start work, and all I hear Bubba Ray Dudley and the people on Busted Open talking about is this dive thing that's been happening on Twitter the last 24 hours. It's very intriguing, very controversial. And I will say I have my thoughts on it. I'm kind of split on it. I don't know really what direction to take solely. Because like I said last night, it's a son of a gun no matter what direction you take nowadays. If you side with Orton, all the indie fans and all the indie fanboys and fangirls jump on you. If you're with the indie fanboys and fangirls, people that are WWE lovers are going to jump on you. I'm kind of Switzerland on this. I don't know what side to take. But I will tell you that, today it's been a much heated debate all day on Twitter for the last 48 hours. It's sparked a lot of interest. So, in the end, it's one of those things that just gives people something to bitch about, I guess. There's no right, no wrong in there. Brad Stutz on Twitter last night, the CWF Booker, he came up and, let his voice be heard on Twitter and said, you know what, Rip Rogers is not wrong. He's right. And, somebody put, this is the only business where people who came before you did it better than you and draw more money than you are wrong if they tell you how to do it right and what made them all that money. So, no other sport, no other, profession even is like that. I'll be damned if I go to work tomorrow and tell my trainer at my new job, no, your way is wrong. You're just wrong. We could come in and instead of taking, reservations, we're going to just give them free shit. It's just wrong. We're not going to sell anything. You're just wrong, man. No sells. No sells. You're just wrong. We're not here to make money. We're not here to milk it out and be healthy. You're just wrong. On the other hand, There are people who say that, that hey, Japan's shelling out money like it's gangbusters. They sold it. They damn near sure sell out the Tokyo Dome every January doing flippity floppity flippity flu. It's a very gray area. Not sure where to stand on it. Tell you what we're going to do here. Going to go to a quick break until we get Jeff Edwards on. Let me see here. I will say that they, I didn't expect this whole... I did not expect the whole dive thing to really get as much as it did. As far as the the whole thing blew up. Jeff Edwards goes, I like Randy's point, but he should probably say what he said in the WWE locker room to Dean, Finn, and Seth, etc. Yeah, there was a lot of dives on the show tonight. That's for sure. Gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
The fact is, you'd be working for me.
He was a simple man who only wanted to do one thing in life.
The fact is, you'd be working for me.
He was a simple man who only wanted to do one thing in life.
I wouldn't be in your shoes if the sweet Lord Jesus come down and asked me himself.
Drive the champ.
Tell them like it is, girls! Who's the damnedest man you ever met in your entire life? Get in my limousine, ride on 85.
I'm trying to drive you to the stove.
I'm going to ease across the street to the High Regency and drinks all the champagne, anything you want is on the world check.
Well, I'll help you to the door. Now, ain't just some back of the neck you look at while you going wherever you got to go. I'm a man.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo!
Dan Aykroyd, Morgan Freeman, and the Nature Boy Ric Flair in WWE Films presents Driving the Champ. This film is not yet rated, coming out 2016 in a theater near you. A little bit of non-copyrighted music for you. We'll be right back. All right. Said 5 points if you can guess the video game that all that music's from. That's actually from DuckTales from the NES. Somebody took it and meddled it. We're back here on Monday night PWAM. AC is not with us yet. Gonna give him a few more moments, then I'm gonna start going into Raw. If Edwards wants to come on, man. I extended the invitation to him earlier. Edwards did not like tonight's Raw, I have a feeling. Not many people are going to like tonight's Raw. But I will say, I got to say that tonight was better than last week for the most part. Like I said, you take that, the third hour was the hour to watch, you know, from you know, I'll say 9:30 forward was watchable. Wasn't the best damn thing in the world, but it was watchable. Roman Reigns and Finn had a hell of a match. That probably should have main evented. But hell, Spence would say, goddamn pal, Wyatt must pose. So, Bray Wyatt stuck posing at the end of the night. It was damage control. Everything that they had booked up to this point as far as actually threading out feuds for Extreme Rules was thrown out the window once Strowman got injured. And they had to go into damage control. And booking wrestling, as you've heard many guests on this show talk about it, booking wrestling is not easy. And they did a good job tonight, given what they had to work with. So, you know, you can't blame them but so much for this. So, I mean, they you know, I know it sounds like I'm trying to sit here and make up excuses for him, and I'm not, but Strowman got injured. You had to, you know, you can't plan for that. Let me see. Edwards was trying to call in. We'll see if we can get him back here. Doesn't look like Edwards is going to pick up the phone.
The person whom you're trying to...
Yep, not going to wonder. Try calling back, Jeff. So they okay. Now Jeff is trying to call. Jeff, you there?
I'm here.
Save us, Edwards.
Edwards is here to save you. You know what? I had my gimmick unplugged, and I had to hook the gimmick up. I was trying to call you without the gimmick plugged in, and now I'm plugged in. I'm ready to go.
Good. I don't know where AC is tonight. He's coming back from... He said he was going to be home by 10 o'clock. That's probably 11:30 Edwards' time. Or 11:30 AC time. I don't know.
There is a time zone. There's a Daddy Cool time zone.
There's a Daddy Cool time zone. You know, and Daddy Cool's world has his own zip code, his own time zone, his own harem of women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's his own... We've established tonight that I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so it's now Roman Reigns' yard. Which is sitting in the middle of Bray Wyatt's world, which is sitting in the middle of Finn Balor's universe. I don't get that. All three of those were mentioned tonight on Raw. It's like
Well, why? Everything that happens is in Bray Wyatt's world.
Yeah.
They just don't realize it, you know?
And it's all in Roman Reigns' yard, you know?
Yes.
I gotta admit, again, Roman Reigns impressed me tonight. The selling was good. You know, it's something about him and Balor, man, have chemistry together. And you wouldn't think about it. The match doesn't look good on paper. But you put those two in there, man, and they can work with each other, you know? They know how to tell a damn good story.
Quite honestly, White, I think Roman can work with anybody.
Oh,
seriously. And it's just... He's not going to put on a 6-star Meltzer match, but I mean, that selling shit that he's doing with his shoulder and stuff, it doesn't matter if it's Strowman or if it's Finn. He does it. And, you know, going back to the Randy Orton thing, that's exactly what he's talking about.
I'll tell you, the selling tonight was good. You know, the thing
It's always good.
You know, with him, here lately, it's been better. He didn't not once did he do that arm cocking bit. I was like, "Fuck yes, thank you."
You know why? Because he's too beat up to do it.
Yeah, it would.
That's what I like about him, because he'll
even
you
though,
know,
wait a minute,
act like it's
wait a
real.
minute, wait a minute. Even though last week when the injury was more fresh, he did it every fucking time he went to a corner. He did it 5 times last week to Strowman. It makes no sense.
White.
But then again, we're not supposed to remember.
You're not supposed to remember last week. What is wrong with you? Come on now.
Oh, man. I took notes tonight. I thought AC and I were going to come on and actually have a good discussion here.
Well, I'll tag in until when he shows up on the apron, I'll tag him in.
Okay.
But go ahead. I'll try and help you as best I can.
Opening tonight, the opening package, to me, that video package they had explaining what happened to Strowman kind of painted Roman Reigns in a heel light.
Mm-hmm.
And then toward the end of the package, I was like, nah, Roman's a babyface. A huge pop for Finn Balor tonight when they announced that he was part of that fatal 5-way tonight.
Yeah.
Not as many boos for Roman, a.k.a. the big dog. And we got put with a fatal 5-way now for Extreme Rules that's happening in 5 weeks. It's Rollins, Joe, Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, and Bray Wyatt, all 5 of them, fatal 5-way Extreme Rules match to determine the number 1 contender for Brock Lesnar's title. Now, I will tell you, they did not make a mention of it's only 1 pinfall, anybody can pin anybody, and it's Extreme Rules. I don't think they explained the rules of the match enough tonight. No,
I agree.
Which tells me Roman's not winning the match, and Roman's not getting pinned.
I don't know which way they're going with it. I really don't.
It's too early for Roman and Lesnar. To me, it is.
Well, then who's there? Who in that match do you think it's not too early for? Bray? I don't know, man.
Maybe Joe? Because I'll be honest, when Kurt Angle came out there and they put up the graphic of one after another looking at a thing, Joe versus Lesnar in that side-by-side shot looked badass.
It kind of did look badass, but how many matches has Joe had since he's been up?
Not many. I'm going to try to get Robert Ventura on with us here. Okay. If his Wi-Fi's bad, we got to ditch him. But Ventura, you there? Yeah, we got to ditch him. His dude, if you don't have good internet, man. Oh shit, AC's calling in. Hold on. Hold on here. See if we can get AC back here. Daddy Cool, you with us?
What do we got? A whole team here, huh? We got a whole team.
Edwards says he's going to tag out now.
No,
reach, AC, reach. Reach the tag.
Listen.
Come on, I'm trying to reach. Hot tag, AC.
They just pulled me back at the other corner. Keep your ass on.
They're cutting.
No, seriously, if Jeff wants to leave, he can leave.
I just fast-tracked an Uber from a local watering hole to get back home to do this show with you boys. So, Daddy Cool's on fire, baby.
Edward, seriously, if you want to leave, you can. We're not gonna hold it against you.
Later, guys.
Bye, Edward.
Enjoy.
Jeff Edwards, ladies and gentlemen, you can hear me and him
really
Wednesday.
Left us?
He left. He wasn't going to come on in the first place. He came on because we were waiting for you.
Oh, man.
He says it works better when it's me and you on Mondays. Me and you on Mondays, me and him on Wednesdays. I like that.
That's because he likes to sit back and listen to you and I get into an argument, which we didn't do last week.
We didn't do last week.
We had
last
a pretty smooth sailing show.
And I think this week's going to be good, even better. But we're getting into Raw here. I know you didn't see much of it. You can kind of get the gist of what went down. What, they don't turn on wrestling in the bar where you're at no more?
The place I was at tonight, no, they had the Celtics on every TV.
Oh, jeez. So you weren't at work tonight?
No. Here's what happened. I mean, because Daddy Cool only speaks the truth.
We just need to know
No,
how
I work
drunk
till
you
7.
are.
I work till 7, and my protege, a bartender, a female that I trained, who was moved on to greener pastures, came in to visit and asked me to, come out for a little dinner and drinks with, some friends or whatever. And I obliged, thinking that, 10 o'clock I'd stroll in, and, just didn't happen that way. But I'm here now.
So how drunk are you? That way I know when to end the show.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not that bad.
Good. I hope not.
Because I mean, I ate and had a few drinks. It was nothing like.
Show's better when you're sober, man.
Shots.
Show's better when you're sober. I'll say that much.
I don't think we've done one when I was sober yet.
Anyway.
Just it's levels of sobriety.
How much of Raw do you say you haven't seen anything?
I got it on the big screen in front of me here. Strowman and the big dog little promo to open the show. So just I got like I'm gonna watch.
Should we go through Raw at all since you didn't watch? Or?
Well, why don't we get into the other things and let me get a feel for what's going on here while we're chatting.
So
does that work?
Yeah,
for you?
That works for me. I have hashtag Tornado versus White Mike.
If my volume is up too high, just let me know.
No, you're fine. I can adjust you if it is. I think you're okay.
No, I mean as far as like Raw coming through, because I had the sound on a little bit.
I can't hear it. I mean, it's nothing that's going to get us copyrighted. I don't think.
Okay.
I have hashtag Tornado versus White Mike Jordan. I don't know if you're familiar with White Mike Jordan, but that match needs to happen. We'll get into more of that on Wednesday with Edwards. But I have Ryan is a Melvin. Hashtag Ryan is a Melvin. What do you have against Joey Ryan? I thought you were all for this making a mockery of the business shit, Okay.
All right, listen. I don't necessarily think that I've ever had something against Joey Ryan until now. In a sense that his deal on the Indies, I get it. I'm not in love with it, whatever. I did like his work in Lucha Underground, his character in Lucha Underground.
It's the same thing.
Not to this extent. I know, listen, he didn't create it himself, blah, blah, blah. The first time I saw the whole, for lack of a better way of explaining it, the dick thing, I'm not going to tell you I popped for it because, I mean, I'm in my 30s now. I mean, I could take or leave that. But, it's a dude making a name for himself. I get it. But to, like, have, and as I see, I mean, he tweeted it out himself, so whatever. The, what do you call it? Like, the head drop or something this time. It's like, all right, dude, like, can you come up with something else? Like, honestly. And it kind of plays into the Orton stuff for this week, which I'm sure we'll get into at some point.
We'll get into that next.
And listen, I understand there's been a lot done in wrestling, and people are trying to find ways to stand out and get over on YouTube and get over on Twitter. And they may be stealing from people that are lesser known to everybody, but in the grand scheme of things, people don't know what they are. But at the end of the day, when is enough enough? And I'm almost like, and maybe it's because I'm in this mode of being down on wrestling. Like, it's just enough is enough. Like, I don't need to see these moves where people are grabbing your dick and, like, yeah, it was funny the first time. And the second time I saw it.
Says the guy who...
Okay, now after the 557th time, and now we're going to make different levels to it. Like, dude, come up with something else. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care. I don't want to see it. It's stupid. It's stupid.
Here's what I don't get. Here's the guy in you talking about a guy doing a dick spot when you're a huge Young Bucks fan who do crotch chops from 1996 and fucking every fucking move is a damn super kick. They make a mockery out of the business. This guy makes a mockery out of the business. How can you be for one and for
okay,
one?
All right, to be fair, it's a fair argument. But ask me the last time I watched an entire episode of ROH.
True.
You get where I'm going here.
What I'm saying is, like, the gimmick is still
I'm not going
there,
to sit
though.
here and rip the Young Bucks for doing super kicks all the time. Listen, I get why people don't like it. And I'm not saying they should just keep doing that. The whole persona, the way the Young Bucks have made themselves in the business, I kind of respect and admire. But if you want to take little things where you can poke holes in it and you want to say too many super kicks, I'm not going to fight you off on that. We could fight about the whole persona and what they mean to the business all day.
There's a vast difference in throwing super kicks and doing a dick spot.
What's that?
There's a vast difference in throwing 15 fucking super kicks, which are actual wrestling moves, and
agreed.
And then the dick spot. I hate the fucking thing.
I agree, and I'll be honest with you.
I saw it.
The super kick thing is not just the Bucks though. That's like, it's an overall business thing now.
Elaborate on that. What else in the business is like that?
No, I mean, they're not the only ones overutilizing that maneuver either.
True.
It's kind of like their thing, you know, the super kick, the Young Bucks. You kind of put two and two together with the two of them right now. But I mean, I've been to enough indie shows in the last 2 years to see a lot of super kicks and a lot of bad ones, by the way. You know what I mean? And this is the thing, like, maybe we should just segue right into the Orton thing, because I think it's the same conversation anyway.
No, not necessarily, because there's a huge difference between diving and the dick spot. The dick spot is
no. I understand the diving. What are we talking about? The overall super kicks? You want to stick just solely to the dick spot?
We can wrap up the Joey Ryan thing here first. My opinion of this is I hated it the first time I saw it. The first time I saw it,
you've been consistent the whole time.
The first time I saw it, it was him and another fucking woman doing it in the ring. And the fact that somebody's dick, like you're supposed to sell somebody's fucking penis for fucking, making you wince and making you, if you're going to do it on a woman, I could see if he was bending her over and pretending to give her doggy or some shit like that, But doing a fucking bit where you grab someone's crotch and then fucking no. I agree. I'm full on Jim Cornette on this. It makes a mockery out of the fucking business. Goddamn.
I gotta admit, I'm kind of coming to your guys' side in that. I mean, listen, it might seem like I'm flipping the script a little bit. I probably am.
It's just like having a match with the blow-up
I'm just getting like fed up because it's like, it's overkill now. Like, do it 1 or 2 times and get your fucking YouTube video out there and people see it and now your name's out there. But then after you got your name out there this way, like, I'll liken it to this with Dickinson, with the spot with Kimberly, with the chair and the Pazuzu bomb, which everybody went ballistic about. And I understand why. And we could sit here and argue about that till the cows come home. But take the fact that it's a tough spot with a woman out of it. That made them famous in a way. It got them, a lot of YouTube hits. So what do you go from there? You go to who you are. You be who you are. Now people are looking at you. Now they can see who you really are. Yeah, maybe that's a tough spot and you used it to get over. That's fine. But it's not like Dickinson went out and did 17 more spots with women just to keep going to the same well all the time. With Joey Ryan, he just keeps going to the same well all the time.
Match,
and it's almost like, if you're that good of a performer and you're that much of a talent, you shouldn't need to do that.
I completely agree. I mean, it's the same thing to me. I equated of maybe to a lesser extent having a match that when Omega did the match with the blow up doll back in the day. Now certainly he's redeemed himself during that time, but the stench still remains. And with Joey Ryan, I think of Joey Ryan.
Yeah, but I mean, did Omega do it 12 times?
That's what I'm saying.
You get where I'm going with this.
If Joey Ryan went out there and tried to have a serious match now, nobody could take his ass seriously because everybody's going to yell out, "Use your cock!" Come on. He'll never be taken serious again.
Have we not seen enough of Joey Ryan? Maybe he just doesn't have another well to go to.
He doesn't, because he's not well known. He's fucking. I don't know.
I'll be honest. The thing I liked about his character,
you don't see Joey Ryan unless it's the dick spot. He's not known for any fucking thing else because he has nothing else. So
go into the lucha, his lucha character. I like the undercover cop thing they were doing with him. That was more behind the scenes undercover cop deal in their storyline. I like that.
And it pisses
But
me
other
off
than that, I mean, you're right. He's known for the dick spot and that stupid fucking title that everybody passed around. What the hell is? I don't even know the fucking name of it. Where everybody was doing the videos of them getting pinned while they were sleeping.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit,
the fucking internet,
passing around
the
that
goddamn
fucking
internet
ridiculous
title. Yeah, the fucking internet title that I fucking could not stand either. I couldn't stand that shit either. Made a
Oh,
mockery of the
that was.
business.
I mean, I'm with you, dude. That was fucking.
And
awful.
another thing.
And there's a lot of guys I like and respect that are involved in that. So I mean, I don't want to like go too hardcore on it.
I'm glad it fucking ended.
But I think at some point those guys were just having a little bit of fun. I don't necessarily think they wanted to make it a big deal. But at the same time, it was a little much to take.
So Randy Orton yesterday. Well, actually, it all goes back to Rip Rogers sending something. I'm going to read this here. I'm going to attempt to read it at least. See if I can find it here. Hold on. Oh, man. Come on. Don't tell me I can't find this shit.
Let me ask you a question. Are the fans of 1650 here? How great was my Fragile Devitt comment? I mean,
Fragile Devitt, yeah. Hey,
as I see,
okay, no, here's the thing, though. I'm going to take you to task on that in a minute. Because I have something to say.
You're going to lose.
Yeah, here's a well, I'll go ahead and get out of the way now.
You're not going to see me with this argument, Wait.
Here's a jacked up guy, Braun Strowman, who's like the epitome of every guy that you want, and here he is injured again. So.
Oh, you mean just by the injuries?
Yeah. It's not just the little guys that go out there and are injury prone.
Oh no. This is I'm just kind of knocking the overall.
Yeah. But anyway, Rip Rogers sends this.
I thought you were gonna try to IWC me where I loved them and then hated them because that was never the case. Okay.
No. Here's what Rip Rogers tweeted out yesterday. I'm gonna read this again. Every indie match now. Handshake, drawn out move exchange, this is awesome chant, strike exchange, dive, no sell indie strong style. I actually like that one. Dive, more strikes, no sell, dive, flippy floppy sequence, dive. Hit everyone with each other's finisher, then Humpty Dumpty, we all fall down. Fight forever chant. Yeah. Right, rinse and repeat until every move is useless and means nothing. Super kick. Dive and take unsafe shot that looks like shit and hurts like hell, then roll up finish. Handshake and hug after the match. Everybody's hand is raised. All these guys chant. Go home and type on social media thanking your opponents and the company for the match and telling everybody they should book these guys. And then bunch of dots and then dive. I gotta say, if you look at a Ring of Honor match or if you look at any other match from WrestleMania weekend that wasn't WWE, that's the way the match went down.
Do we really want to pigeonhole the entire Indies?
Not
like,
I'll say 85%.
Listen. I understand that there's a lot of that going on, but I think that's a little generalization of what's going on too.
Is the volume really that bad? Edward says turn up the volume. I have the volume up. My microphone's all the way. It sounds good in my ear, you know?
My volume or yours?
I guess he's talking about overall volume.
Overall volume? You're the producer.
I know. I'm fooling with the board here trying to get this thing working. Hold on. Give me 1 second here.
Like I always say to Edwards, I'm just a dumbass who talks.
But no, I mean, I'll be generous here and I'll say 85 or 75 to 85%.
You sound better now. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me if that sounds better, Jeff, because I mean I got it turned all the way up. Could be Skype dampening it down.
I kind of hear my own echo. I can't hear my own echo though.
That's because I turned you up in Skype. But anyway.
All right.
I'm not getting an echo.
Now, I don't hear it now, so you might be good.
So to me, this is 75 to 85% of the fucking indies, indie matches you see out there. Especially when you get into like 4-man dances, 3-way dances, shit like that. Oh my God.
I mean, it's crazy because I kind of agree, but I kind of don't, because I kind of think there are a lot of guys out there that are trying to not do that, but I think there's a lot of it is somewhat accurate too. But to be fair to the workers and to be fair to the promoters, there's a lot of the fans that, let's face it. He didn't just say moves. He said both these guys fight forever.
That's the fans.
Right. But my point. That's my point. A lot of fans like this stuff though. So am I gonna trash an indie guy for giving an indie fan what he wants?
So Randy Orton retweets this. And then a few hours go by. Bubba Ray.
Can I ask you? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Bubba Ray Dudley tweets out a picture of him doing a dive over the top rope. And put everybody, Will Ospreay, who has ... dive t-shirts. That's his whole gimmick stand, apparently.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about a guy that's flippity floppity.
Flippity floppity flippity flew.
Well, I listen. I'll be honest with you. I don't have a problem with flippy stuff. I mean, obviously, Travis Gordon is one of my favorite wrestlers, but I think he's done a decent job of not just being a flippy guy. When I watch Ospreay, I'm a gymnast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an exhibition.
And I get that with Ricochet to an extent, but Ricochet also gives you the other stuff. I don't feel that way with Ospreay.
So Randy Orton retweets this, and of course, Bubba Ray Dudley tweets him back. Ospreay tweets it back. Fucking talking about how thank you, but I'm making fucking money doing this. Blah blah blah. So a few hours goes by, and Orton Orton fucking tweets
Orton
out.
Threw a lot of shade at them.
He did, man. I thought it was
well,
fucking awesome.
Let me ask you a question. I've never heard anything. Was he just tweaking Bully a little bit, or is there some real life little heat between the two?
I don't think there is, because he was very nonchalant about it when Bully was on Busted
I
Open today.
thought he was just kind of tweaking Bully, a guy he's worked with before a little bit. And a lot of people took it out of proportion. Randy Orton's not the type of guy that's just going to be like, all right, I'm gonna sit back and let you bash me. He's gonna work you a little bit.
Well, I think what happened was Bully tweeted out that dive comment with him doing that fucking dive over the rope in TNA. I think it was, or Ring of Honor or whatever. And a lot of people.
I thought it was like his match from Ring of Honor this weekend.
It might have been, but a lot of people basically retweeted it and tagged Orton in it. And Orton's reply to Bully is, and as Jeff Edwards says, there's heat, and
Well, let me ask you a question. Did Bully tweet? Now this is I'm just trying to create a timeline here, because I kind of followed it, but I followed it afterwards because I was working. But did Bully tweet that towards Randy, or did Randy just grab something he tweeted and decided to comment on it?
I think what happened,
because I got the impression that Randy just commented on something he tweeted.
I think Bully tweeted it out, and then fans were retweeting it, tagging Randy Orton in it. And then Randy Orton saw it and goes, there's a big difference between an indie guy doing a dive and a out-of-shape, quote-unquote, vet falling on top of people. So that was Randy's comment.
Right. But I mean, that tweet wasn't tweeted towards Randy. Randy decided to tweak Bully a little bit, whether he was just having fun with him or whatever. He decided to tweak Bully a little bit.
So after all this goes down, Randy Orton, with 8% battery on his phone, goes, sorry to the indie mark. He goes, I think I'm owed an apology, and he posts this picture. It's sorry to the indie guys, and old timers who do dives took offense. Just having a good time over a few drinks in Denmark, closing out the SmackDown Live tour, while beating Raw and making over $5 million in the last 11 shows. He goes, now I know to some that doesn't quite equate to a standing room only crowd of 150 people paying $8 at an armory somewhere. But in the big boy world, that's called putting asses in seats. That's the UK. They're going to come anyway, no matter what you put on. Houses are falling in America.
Are we denying what Randy's saying here?
SmackDown houses have been falling in America. When's the last time SmackDown Live sold out anything?
Yeah, but Joe.
In America.
Joe.
But overall, he's right.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at.
So enjoy your flips, dives, and 20 super kicks per match. To each their own. I will go dive back into my 13th title run and get ready to flip when my bank statement comes this month. ... Headlock.
So whether you want to, argue the accuracy of his claims with the money and the asses and seats or whatever, like you said, maybe SmackDown crowds are dwindling in the U.S., whatever. Take that out of it for a second. We all saw the little GIF video or GIF, whatever you call it, video that he tweeted of the guy falling through the chairs trying to dive in the pool, which was fucking hilarious,
that was
by
awesome.
the way.
Randy Orton's like totally owning the whole
right.
thing.
I mean, I just became a bigger Randy Orton fan when I saw that.
Hell yeah.
But let's be honest right here. Randy Orton is generally a smart guy. We know issues in the past, whatever. That being aside, Randy Orton's a smart guy. Randy Orton knows that you can work this insecure, sensitive universe.
Yep.
And that is what Randy Orton did. I mean, let's be honest.
He took it
All
right to their
you
heart.
people out there throwing shade at Randy Orton, you got fucking worked. Get over it.
Yeah, he owned you.
Including the guys in the business. And I want to read some to you. I actually retweeted a couple things. And I specifically retweeted it because of who initially tweeted it. This is from Ricochet. And I found this very telling to the type of guy Ricochet is. I didn't retweet the initial tweet, but it was like something that he was back on a 12-hour flight and he missed a lot of stuff he was tagged in or whatever.
Yeah.
And this was Ricochet's 2 tweets that I retweeted. Guys, not everyone is going to like every style of wrestling. Same in any sport or music, movies, and pretty much every form of entertainment. And I don't know about you all, but I've always thought Randy was awesome. Still is. That was Ricochet's response. Like, just tell me that dude gets it.
Yeah, I mean,
he knows what Randy Orton's doing.
This coming from the guy who was one half of the most flippity-flew match of last year. Come on, guys.
Right. Listen, but at the end of the day, he knows that. He knows who he's working with. He knows where he was working. He knows what they were doing in that match. I've also seen that same guy, that same flippity guy who Ricochet is, on Lucha Underground shows and on indie shows, give you solid wrestling matches, solid in-ring storytelling.
I've seen this guy.
Solid strong style stuff.
I've seen
Ricochet
this guy go
is
up
not.
against...
He's not a one-trick pony.
Hell no. I've seen him go up against.
My
Moose.
point is, he wrestled a one-trick pony match with a one-trick pony. That's Will Ospreay.
I'll tell you, I've seen Ricochet go up again the same night that I first saw Chip Day at PWX. Moose also in the same tournament. Moose had to take on Ricochet.
Are you gonna make me bring up Ricochet's abs compared to Chip Day's abs again?
No, it doesn't. No, that wasn't the intent.
I'm joking.
But I'm just saying that on the same card they had Moose versus Ricochet, and Ricochet fucking held his own and was a damn good match.
Right.
You know,
there's a guy, I'm sure you know the name. He's been on TNA. He got squashed a few times. JT Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys know who he is. I've watched JT Dunn wrestle Dijak a bunch of times. I'm going to a show in a couple weeks. He's wrestling Keith Lee. Same type of guy where you just think, oh, that's the little flippity guy. But when it comes down to, let's put on a good wrestling match here. And yeah, you're gonna get some of that flip stuff, of course. But we could put on a good wrestling match here. And hey, yeah, I'm a little guy, but I'm put together and gonna hold my own with this big motherfucker, and I'm gonna prove it. I like those kind of guys.
Funny thing about this is, if you watch Monday Night Raw, which we'll go ahead and segue into, there was at least four dives on the show.
I mean, listen, you're not gonna get out of. I mean, Roman Reigns does dives.
Yeah, Undertaker does dives. Has done
right.
It before.
Undertaker. Oh, there you go. Perfect example. The 2%er.
And got a fucking he got a fucking landed right on his head and got a concussion. So what does that tell you?
He might as well skip some of those dives. His hips might still be working, but I mean, at least.
Damn. So Monday Night Raw.
I'm an asshole.
By now you've seen what happened. They have a fatal 5-way match coming up at Extreme Rules because of Roman getting injured. They had to make chicken salad out of chicken shit yet again.
Roman getting injured or Strowman?
Strowman, because I guess Strowman.
I thought you said Roman. I
This
thought
right
Strowman
here
is
tells me that Strowman was probably going to go over in that match if they had it
So
Extreme
what they're
Rules.
trying to do is give you the universal contender for the universal champion that we're not going to see till it's 95 degrees with 100% humidity.
Yeah. So we have now in a fatal 5-way match at Extreme Rules, we got Rollins, Joe, Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, and Bray Wyatt. Extreme Rules fatal 5-way. I was explaining with Jeff, they never really say, they do kind of stress that the match is Extreme Rules, so anything goes, weapons, everything like that.
So no DQ,
no DQ, no
the whole deal.
countouts. But
Right.
anybody can be pinned at any given time. That's the whole point of it. It's one pinfall wins the match.
So
It's-
this is
unless they
for
decide to
the
make it
winner
a-
getting Lesnar.
Yeah, and unless they decide the week of the show or the day of the show to announce that it's elimination style, they haven't done that yet. So it's one fall to a finish.
Shouldn't it be?
To me, yes, but knowing WWE, they'll make it elimination style.
I kind of think it carries a little more like, I don't know. I think it'll be a little bit cooler to be elimination
Here's
style.
the thing.
Yeah.
If they do not make it elimination style and they keep it the way it is now, that tells me right there, Roman's losing the match. He's not getting pinned because it is way too early to have Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for that belt.
You want to know what I think they should do?
Go ahead.
Elimination style match and have Roman eliminate every guy. I mean, just go all the way and just have Vince walk out with 2 middle fingers in the air and then walk back in.
No, Vince could come out there and instead
Just
of,
get him booed even more.
and-
Just have him eliminate every guy. You know what? Have it be a 10-minute match, and every 2 minutes Roman eliminates somebody.
Instead of Vince just coming out there giving just plainly flipping people off, he does the Roman Reigns arm knocking thing, but with his middle finger.
he cocks his fist with the middle finger
his
up.
fist with the middle finger up, picks up the microphone and goes, "Goddamn, pal!" Drops the mic and walks away. I agree.
No, in all seriousness, I think it should be an elimination match, and I kind of I tend to agree with you because if it's like especially, I mean, either way, if it's not, you can always keep Roman looking strong, quote unquote, and not winning it, which is probably the way to go at this point. I tend to agree with you. You know, with that one, maybe you save that for SummerSlam or maybe Mania next year or whatever.
I'm just glad to see Finn Balor finally in some kind of a program. You know, he's been back since the night after Mania.
Yeah.
The concussion didn't hurt things, or the concussion didn't help things, I should say.
Are you egging me on right now, Joe?
No. But what I'm saying is, there's been no mention of the Demon Kid thing yet. Are we ever going to see him or talk about him?
That's why when Finn Balor comes out, I tend to take a nap. I know I'm being a little extreme with it, but here's the bottom line. I'm going to say this again. I've said it 1,000 times. The normal Finn Balor is uninteresting. There's nothing to him. He's boring. No. He could pop that fucking collar all he wants. You're boring. Do something with him. Please, something.
Comes out there popping.
And I know I tweeted the Fragile Devitt thing. Yeah, I'm just tweaking everybody. You know who else popped? It's daddy cool. That's what I do.
The last guy besides Danny Zuko in Greece that made a collar pop look good was that fucking coach, the heel coach in the Mighty Ducks movies. He would always pop that fucking collar up.
What the hell was his name?
Riley. Coach Riley. Lane Smith.
In the original Mighty Ducks.
The goddamn God bless Lane Smith, man. He's dead and no longer with us, but he would pop that fucking collar up and go, "Hey,
Gordon Bombay.
Gordon
You could have been one of the greats."
No, you're not even a has-been. And he pops the collar. You're a never was. And you're like, that's a fucking heel. That's a heel.
True story. Hollywood Edwards was an intern on that movie.
Really?
Hollywood
Edwards was an intern on that movie.
He was like the third left wing on the Knights.
Then he should know the Knights. It was the Hawks.
Same difference. I looked it up on his IMDb. The Peach Killer sent me.
Damn. So then Edwards should all know all about Paducah, Minnesota, because I think that's where that movie was shot.
Well, he stayed far away from that fucking ice, I'll tell you that.
We love you, Hollywood. Anyway, Balor stands tall at the end of this segment. And, you know, you have all 5 people come out. They do their little pissing contest. Joe actually cut a damn good promo. They kind of continued while they were forced to shuffle the deck, they also kind of continued the Joe versus Seth feud. The Balor and Bray feud was continued. Roman didn't really have a spot in this, but then again, it's fucking Roman Reigns. You know,
well, I mean, given the fact that you kind of want to stick with Seth and Joe, I would think.
Edward says he didn't even have skates on.
I mean, I don't know if you're not going Reigns and you're not going Joe or Seth, where are you going?
I mean,
are you gonna go? You know, Fragile Devitt versus Brock Lesnar?
Fragile Devitt.
I mean, I mean, Finn Balor.
I'll be honest. I told Edwards they started putting up Angle came out when he was announcing the participants of this match. They did. You probably seen it. They did a spot where could it be this guy versus Lesnar?
Right. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I'm actually watching Sheamus beat the tar out of Jeff Hardy right now.
They're actually going with my idea on that. They swapped the singles matches. I called that shit right after.
Well, I mean.
I called that shit. But anyway.
Thou shall book 50-50 on Raw.
Well, they did the deal where they put everybody's picture up against Lesnar at the Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah.
I can't say it without laughing, guys. I can't.
You and everyone else in the world.
I will never, ever say that without
Great
being
Balls
laughing.
of Fire. That was actually supposed to be in Hartford, and they moved it.
Really?
There was that pay-per-view was slated for Hartford, and for some reason they moved it.
Oh.
Maybe they knew like the Hartford crowd would trash it. I mean, I don't know.
Any crowd's gonna trash that. It's Great Balls of Fire. How many?
Listen. You're supposed to have. You got 97 writers. You know, we say this all the time. You got 97 writers. Can you find one creative person? Just one. Just one. You don't even need 10. You need 1 or 2. Please, Great Balls of Fire. I mean, who sits in a room and goes, you know, it can't even. I mean, maybe it's Vince. Listen, pal, we're gonna call it Great Balls of Fire, and everybody goes, yeah, Great Balls of Fire. Yes, yes. You hit a home run with this one. You're bringing in the masses. Come on.
Here's how it happened. They're all sitting around a damn table. And somebody goes, goodness gracious, what are we going to call this pay-per-view? And then I was like, Great Balls of Fire.
Balls of Fire. You got it. They had those fire suckers and the candy tray in the middle of the table. Great Balls of Fire.
Had a fucking bowl full of Red Hots.
Come on.
Fucking.
I mean, listen, I would rather they just went old school fucking steal from WCW, the fucking Great American Bash.
They've done it
before.
What
I mean? Whatever. Fucking something. Great Balls of Fire.
So Sasha Banks got injured again tonight, I think. They didn't say it, but that match ended great quite after she did that fucking spill out of the ring.
Sasha getting injured. What else? No.
Yeah, and just the Hardys come out. They switch the singles matches here. I'm going to give you a spoiler alert, Jeff. Watch for the botched broad kick. It's funny as fuck.
Oh, I just saw it. That was so bad.
It was.
As you said it, Matt's on the rope, and he did it, and then he did the second one. I'm like, as you fucking said it, can you see what I'm watching?
Miz versus
Perfect
Ambrose.
timing.
Miz versus Ambrose is next. It has a big fight feel to it, I think. Announcers did a good job of making the title seem important, except for when they mentioned that Balor, he won a match against Balor, to qualify for this. So a guy who is now fighting for the #1 contendership of the World Heavyweight title lost to the Intercontinental Champion, or the contender for the Intercontinental Champion. Makes Balor look like shit. The crowd was actually into it pretty early. Miz being a good heel, the crowd dives. Lots of dives on this show so far is what I have written down. Lama got a nice La Magistral Cradle by
Well, I mean, you
Dean.
got Jeff Hardy, so you're gonna get a few.
Yeah, I mean.
But I mean, I don't think anybody would. I don't think anybody would take exception with the dives that Jeff Hardy does, even at his advanced age. I mean, the guy's a complete stud.
They do a spot where, Ambrose goes for the wacky line, the thing where he sits back in the middle rope and then comes back with a clothesline. He was going for that. Miz turned it into a good skull-crushing finale. Ambrose
I see him putting it over right now, actually, on my screen, this match.
Miz pretty much tries to do a low blow. Ambrose catches him, says fuck it, and low blows Miz right in front of the goddamn ref to get DQ'd. So now it's a no DQ, or the title can change hands on.
I mean,
DQ
that screams
thing.
CZW to me. All right, this is I'm actually on the women's match now as I fast forward.
Oh God, you can fast forward that whole thing.
When you said Sasha got her ear, is that on that kick?
It's no. There's a spot where she takes a bump on the outside and her hamstring bashes right up against the ring apron.
I actually, looking at this kick here, it looked like it was pretty legit from Alicia Fox.
Alexa Bliss comes out. I like Alexa Bliss. I like her music. I love Alexa Bliss's music. Good heel promo. She did the bit where say what if you're an idiot or something like that again. And I put down the different, every time she rebuts the crowd, it comes off way more natural than when Roman Reigns supposedly does it. So,
Are you trying to argue with me now?
No. But they did a bit where she references the Miss USA pageant, and I wrote in big letters.
She does do very well at that.
I wrote in big letters here. Nobody watches Miss USA. Feels like a Fed line from Vince trying to be relevant.
Listen, I agree with you. She's very good at that, the tweaking the crowd there. But I don't know why you had to bring Roman into it. Are you trying to give me a hard time?
No, not really. They know my stance on Roman Reigns.
You are. You come on. Nobody else was thinking that but you, Joe.
This leads to Bayley coming out, classic promo. And this is where I think Jeff says, Jeff tweeted out earlier, I feel like we're watching the same fucking show. And up until this point, yeah. So she grabs, Alexa grabs a kendo stick because Bayley comes out. They jaw jack, more of the same from them. She hits Bayley with the kendo stick. This eventually becomes...
It's not the same because it happened 50 minutes later this week.
Yeah, happened in different.
I see. I
just
saw the Sasha spot.
This turns into Angle making a kendo stick on a pole match at Extreme Rules with Alexa Bliss and Bayley.
What?
And
you're kidding, right?
The ghost of Vince Russo is coming back to haunt us if it's on a pole.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. Are you serious?
Yeah.
They made a kendo stick on a pole match.
Kendo stick on a pole between Alexa Bliss and Bayley. That's right.
Okay.
Edwards tweeted out something.
I mean, oh man.
Jeff
go on, move on. Just move on.
Jeff tweeted out something tonight that I really want about that. I can't remember exactly what it was because I don't have it here in front of me. But Edwards, if you're still in the chat room,
Sasha takes the L, huh?
Yeah. Well, that was a quick roll up because of the fact. I think
I think you're right. I think maybe she's injured.
Again, she's injured again.
Fragile Banks.
I'll say it again. Yeah, Fragile Banks.
We have the fragile list. I'll bring back the Daddy Cool Power 5 fragile list.
Kurt Angle and The Miz in the background.
Number one forever, Daniel Bryan.
Maybe no. I will say Sheamus and Randy Orton need to be on that list too because they are injury prone.
Daniel Bryan.
Batista.
Daniel Bryan.
But Daniel Bryan's definitely number one. I'm a huge I'm a huge Daniel Bryan mark, and even though I'll say that, look.
Listen, one way or another, I'm going to beat a 1650 heel. So.
Anybody who names their kid Birdie Joe loses points with me. Yes, I went there tonight.
I mean, why did you just name her North South?
Can you imagine when that kid gets in school? Hey, Birdie Joe.
Baby Blue.
Hey, Birdie Joe, you gonna tweet me later, Birdie Joe?
And honestly, that's a good point you bring up. What is it about being a celebrity? You got to name your kid something stupid.
And the Joe is spelled Joe. And it's a female.
Like, let's be honest. Do you think Derek Jeter's going to name his kid son stupid? There's not a chance in the world.
What's he going to name his kid? Screwball?
Come on. Derek Jeter's smarter than that. He'll probably name him Charles after his father or something.
Yeah,
You know,
or Derek Jr. or something. No.
Or
Abe,
overrated, like the Met fans want to put shade on
Abe.
Derek Jeter. You crybaby bitches out there.
Derek Jeter is going to name his kid Abe Knuckleball Schwartz.
He's going to name him You're Not A-Rod.
You're not A-Rod, yeah. Tall Shadow.
You'll never know your Uncle A-Rod.
Tall Shadow.
Probably name him Mr. Tory.
Wow. I'm not a baseball fan, and I got that. But anyway, Kurt Angle's in the back jaw-jacking with The Miz. The Miz is mad because he lost his match to Dean. He didn't get the title. He won the match, but he didn't get the title. And Kurt Angle goes, "You're right. So we're gonna book it no DQ or whatever it is. If anybody gets DQ'd at Extreme Rules, they lose. If Dean gets DQ'd, he loses the belt." And all of a sudden, the Drifter comes in. Drifter got a huge pop. Comes in, strumming shit. And Corey Graves has a brilliant fucking thing for this. He goes, "If you show up week to week in the back uninvited strumming a guitar, that's not drifting. It's known as stalking."
Speaking of the fragile list.
Oh.
Burn.
Cruiserweight match.
Joe's like, we're moving on.
Cruiserweight match happened. I can't tell you the participants. All I know is a huge CM Punk chant broke out in the middle of it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it was not shot
down. There you go, you sensitive universe fucks. Let's wait till we get to the cruiserweights. The ones that Vince McMahon is probably dying to future endeavor. We'll chant CM Punk there in their match. Congrats.
Sign of the night. I wrote down here just to piss you off, AC. Somebody had sign of the night in the crowd. Quote, "Roman is not the chosen one."
Roman is not Super Cena.
No. Then we got the Roman versus fucking Balor. Had nothing but good things to say about this. The spot where Roman runs into the ring post with his shoulder sounded and looked fucking amazing. Too early for Roman versus Lesnar, I put down here. Roman pulled out a blue thunder bomb during the match. Very nicely done. Good selling by both. Good.
Well, let me ask you a question. Did Cole call it a blue thunder bomb or an enziguri?
He didn't call it a enziguri. Good selling by both. There's a spot where Daniel Bryan hit the sling blade. And he goes into the corner because he does the running drop kick into the corner.
Wait, who hit the sling blade?
Bray. Did I say Bray? Wow.
You said Daniel Bryan. He's on the fragile list. Sorry, we can't have Dan.
If that's the case, he got stretchered out and Raw was over. No. Balor hit the sling blade, goes into the corner to hit his running drop kick. He went for it and got a Superman punch for his effort. And the way he sold this, it wasn't like he grabbed his face or anything. He was dropped right where the punch went. I mean, it's a beautiful sell. And it was a very good 2 count, very good near fall there. They gave them time. I will say that. They actually gave them time with this match. They went for probably about a good, I want to say at least 15, 20 minutes here.
Good.
Told a good story. Roman goes over. They did make mention of the fact that Brian, I almost said it again. Bray Wyatt has beat Roman before. They did make mention of that. And now they're one-on-one, so I guess maybe one day we'll get a rubber match. Very good match here.
That's a good spot.
I don't have anything,
especially for Raw.
I don't have anything bad to say about the match. It was good.
There you go.
Good by both guys. I hope Roman keeps this up, because since fucking, Fastlane, I think it is, or not Fastlane, the fucking last pay-per-view, Payback. Thank you. He's been good. I don't agree with them bringing him back every week like they have been from injury, but when the ratings keep tanking,
they kind of
really
no-sold those injuries, with no Cena, this is what they're going to do. We know that.
In this match, he sells the injuries more than I think he ever has in the last 2 or 3 weeks since it's happened. So
would you say maybe he's progressing?
yeah, there's spots where he goes to pick up Randy Orton, and fucking that's White's new name, Birdie Joe White. There you go.
I just got to tell you,
it's my nickname,
I
Birdie
watch
Joe.
Ambrose and
Tweet,
I
tweet.
see the same exact guy that came up 4 years ago.
Yep. He hasn't.
Right. This everything's the same. Like no matter, he could change his shirt and his jeans. It's the same guy.
So they have a thing in the back between Goldust and R-Truth, and they're talking about how, oh man, R-Truth's talking about, man, I lost it last week for us in the turmoil match, and Goldust is like, it's okay. So they go to commercial, come back, and the Golden Truth comes out. And they want you to sing along with the song at home. And instead of following the bouncing ball, it's a giant Goldust head bouncing along with the words to R-Truth's little song. Horrible.
Jesus.
The only good part to come out of this, he goes, New Jersey, what's up?
It sounds like I'm going to be fast forwarding through that segment.
Not really. You need to watch it because it was pretty good. The crowd goes, New Jersey, what's up? And as soon as the crowd goes, what's up? Bam! Pearl Harbor job by Goldust on R-Truth. He gives R-Truth the beat down, goes, that's what's up, and leaves. So
okay. That all sounds tremendous, but let me ask you a question.
They're not going to go anywhere with it.
That's my point. Nobody's going to care, and they're not going to do anything with it.
Brad Stutz from CWF tweeted out, he goes, they need to do heel Goldust versus Roman Reigns and just do the 1996 or 5 Diesel feud all over again, or Razor Ramon feud, where Goldust comes out with Roman Reigns' symbol painted on his chest, and I tweeted back to him, I would like to see it. I'd get behind it. That's all well and good. But in 2017, with the way society has changed, Goldust would be the babyface still, and Roman would still get booed, if not more. So.
I mean, probably.
If Goldust, the way things are now, I know it's a very thin line, and we're not going to talk about it too much, but if Goldust went back to being that fucking, quote-unquote gay character, I know Vince didn't see it like that, but, I mean, if he went back to being the character that he was in 96 and 97 all over again, today it would get him cheered. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. He'd be the Kendall Jenner or the Kylie Jenner, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Bruce Jenner, whatever his name.
He'd be
one of those Jenners.
LGBT friendly, and people would come out there having Goldust painted in rainbow colors. I mean, come on.
He would not be the Maharaja. That's for sure.
Exactly. Oh, we'll get there on Tuesday.
Edwards loves that Maharaja.
Maharaja. Hey, it's better. I'd rather call him the Maharaja than Mahabali Shera in TNA.
I gotta tell you, this might be a preview of Cool Truth, but I don't want to give him any ammo and give him a preemptive strike on me to think about his argument, but I might disagree a tad with Edwards on that one.
Really?
I agree with the overall premise of the, nobody's going to get all worked up about an Indian prince. I understand that side of it. But I also feel like if you put that to the side, I feel like you actually have an actual heel in Jinder.
I mean, they were going somewhere a while back with Muhammad Hassan, and then those bombings in London happened, and your old 3% Undertaker had to bury him through the stage.
I mean, he lost a percentage since we last talked about him. Here we go.
Anyway. So I put here, Goldust turns heel. New Jersey doesn't care, because while the thing was good and while the heel turn was good, New Jersey was just real quiet over this. They didn't know.
Speaking of New Jersey, did you see Frankie Edgar on Saturday? Oh, man, what a start. All right, anyway.
I actually did watch a couple matches of that.
We'll get there. I think we should talk about that before we head out.
I didn't watch the whole card.
You made a comment on the commentary, and I think we should discuss that.
Oh man, I don't know.
I'm not saying I disagree with you either. I'm just saying we should discuss it. Let's stick with Raw for now. We'll get there.
The Dumb and Dumber come out, and by that I mean Enzo and Cass come out. Titus O'Neil
You don't like the certified G and the bona fide stud?
He did a bit where he's from New Jersey, and here they are calling, they were with the Queen of Staten Island in NXT, claiming to be from New York.
Wait, now they're from New Jersey?
And now officially Enzo Amore says
I thought
he was
they did
born
that
in
whole
Jersey.
thing. They're from New York, and they went to Yankee Stadium last year.
Yeah, apparently now Enzo was born in New Jersey. So it doesn't that make...
Well, listen, Joe, you need to suspend your disbelief.
Yeah. But the thing is, if they ever go back,
you need to suspend your disbelief, Joe. Come on.
If they ever go back to New York, that means he's going to get booed because don't New York and New Jersey hate each other?
I mean, with the crossover with the sports now, I'm not so sure it's the case.
So Titus O'Neil comes out and does a really.
I could tell you want to get Enzo Amore booed. After all this time wearing a Yankee hat, have him show up in a Met hat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be like the crossover more so than the States.
I think a heel turn's the only way you could save Enzo at this point because he comes out there and fucking him and, Apollo Crews and fucking Titus O'Neil come out. Titus O'Neil cut a brilliant fucking promo.
I like to hear that.
Titus O'Neil.
I gotta be honest with you, and not to put myself over. Well, yeah, to put myself over. I want to say it was a Cool Truth back when we were on 1640, where we talked about Enzo and Kaz, and it might have even been when I was on with the fucking Melvin Dassey Ferrara, and we were talking about Enzo and Kaz. It could have been, or it was one Ken and Dave, one of those podcasts on 1640 I was on, and we were talking about Enzo and Kaz when they were still in NXT, and I said their whole shtick is great, but it needs to progress. But it's really stayed the same.
It can't.
And I just think in this climate with these fans and the way they are, and even me to myself, like, I don't need to hear soft every time you come out. I don't need to hear I'm a certified G and a bona fide stud. To me, you're still marketing yourself to 8-year-olds, which in a way you should, but you could still do that without being so goddamn gimmicky. You know what I mean? And I just think Enzo and Kaz got caught up in that a long time ago. And if you've been watching NXT for a long time, you've been watching that same shtick for 3 years without any progression at all. And it's getting old, and I could see it. And I could see why fans are like, oh, these fucking guys again.
Edwards makes a good point in the chat room. It's a sing-along, and the crowd's still singing along. That's all it is. And you're right. But anyway, Titus O'Neil comes out and does like a really fucking good promo.
The only guy I want to sing along with for the next 20 years is The Rock, baby.
Anyway.
The millions.
Hey, it works. He could come back, kill a puppy in the ring, and he'd still be over at this point. But anyway. Talk about a guy.
The Rock has the crowd in the palm of his hand.
Talk about a guy who never fucking did a dive a day in his fucking life, and look at where he's at now.
He don't need to dive.
He don't need to dive.
The Rock don't need to dive.
Only diving he's doing is in his fucking swimming pool full of money that he's got out back of his mansion. So come on.
The greatest thing The Rock ever did was end CM Punk's title run.
Oh, come on now. Anyway, Titus O'Neil comes out.
Edwards call back in now.
So Titus O'Neil comes out and starts making fun of fucking Enzo, and that incites a fucking asshole chant, which I have not heard since 1998. From the crowd. So hey, he's fucking over. Titus has fucking got under their goddamn skin. Kudos to him.
It's amazing that Titus, with all his abilities, gets over as a talker in this role as opposed to everything else he's done. So, where you thought maybe a year ago he'd get over as this heel wrestler or whatever, or get over as a babyface, and now as this whatever he is, he gets over now. It's crazy to think about, but good for him. I'm glad for him.
So Apollo Crews is with him, and you could see it coming from a mile away that Apollo Crews is going to turn here, because as he's coming out, he's still babyface. He's like, come on, man, I don't need us out here. What are we doing talking about these guys? And here's where they make Enzo Amore look like a vanilla midget again. Yes, that's what he is. He's a fucking vanilla midget. I'm using the Kevin Nash term. Talk about 1996.
Well, I mean, according to Vince, he's on the fragile list, so.
I mean, so fucking, he comes out there, and after, after the match, the
Miz is good, man. All those years we trashed him, the Miz has really become good.
So they do this deal where, you know, Titus loses the match, and he's laying in the match at the end of the ring, and Titus had to fight in his suit, his $3,200 suit, and his $2,000 alligator shoes, he calls it.
Nice. I love it.
It was good. So at the end of the match, Enzo goes and picks up his cell phone and takes a selfie, like with fucking, you know, Titus down in the background. And Apollo Crews sees this and it's like, man, why you gotta add insult to injury? And all of a sudden he fucking calf kicks the guy in the back of the fucking head and lays out Enzo. So once again, Enzo is left laying in the middle of the fucking ring at the end of the segment. It's great.
Let's face it, these people that think Enzo is going to become Roddy Piper, like, you're dreaming on a fucking star.
And you had 2 heel turns back to back. Goldust turned heel, and then in the very next segment, Apollo Crews finally fucking turned heel. So
I think he, given the spot with Titus, and he's never gotten over as a babyface on either show, I mean, why not?
Bray versus Seth. It was a match. It was pretty good. It was the first time these two had ever faced each other one-on-one, which was intriguing to me. It's like, how could they be there for that long and never touch each other?
That is kind of crazy when you think about it.
It is, and you know what? Hey, it kind of got me excited for the match because I'm like, all right, well, these two have never faced each other one-on-one. What are they going to do with each other? They faced each other in tag matches when they did the Wyatt family versus the Shield and all that, but they never faced one-on-one on Monday Night Raw. Another dive happens during the match from Seth.
Here comes the stupid Ambrose statement.
Oh God!
You're talking about Jesus. This is terrible.
So they fucking they in the middle of the Bray Wyatt versus Seth match, they cut away to a full-blown, full-screen graphic for the Fatal 5-Way match at the pay-per-view, and they sell this match, and I'm like, why didn't you not? Why does it during the middle of the match, you're gonna cut away from the match and show a full-screen graphic for this match instead of just utilizing a lower third graphic for it where it takes up just the bottom of the screen with the participants?
Yeah,
no.
That's bad.
But you know what, though? I get why they did it because they're hammering away at you. This is what you got to choose to see in 4 weeks' time. I don't think they needed to take up the entire fucking screen with the graphic. I don't think they've ever done this before during a fucking match. You know, during your main event of Raw, you cut away. And I thought somebody hit the fucking wrong button or some shit, but no. They cut away to a full-blown fucking on-screen graphic with that match. I have here Roman and fucking Fragile Devitt should have fucking main evented because it was a damn good match. Samoa Joe gets involved afterwards because the match ends when Samoa Joe gets involved and takes out Rollins. And Joe and Bray are kind of stomping away at him. And just when you think all is good between them, Bray Wyatt turns and gives Joe Sister Abigail. And Bray Wyatt is, again, the show goes off the air with Bray Wyatt standing tall in the middle of the fucking ring. So there's your Monday Night Raw, everybody.
Do you think they're gonna go Bray Lesnar?
I don't want to see it. It doesn't look good on paper. They did.
I honestly think that it could be a good spot, but they're not gonna put Bray over. So it just continues along the lines of not putting Bray over. Like, you know what I mean? Like if this was going to be Bray's coming out party, which we've been waiting for I don't know, years now, I could see it, but I don't see that. If Bray gets that match, he's the stopgap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Whoever gets this match against Lesnar, of course it's either going to go one or two ways.
I almost kind of want to see it be Balor.
I'll be honest with you. Whoever gets
because I just think like, I don't know if they're ready to put all their eggs in the Balor basket. And I think you could kind of sell the Demon versus Lesnar better than
the Demon versus the Beast,
Lesnar. Yeah. Right. And the Demon loses the Brock Lesnar. I mean, I get, people get crazy about that stuff, but I don't necessarily think it kills the Demon. And I just don't think there's a lot of levels to the fucking Finn Balor character anyway, so who cares? So Finn Balor might be the logical guy right now.
I want to get into UFC for you. That was Monday Night Raw. To me, it was better than last week's show. The last hour and a half really shines.
I got to tell you, I haven't been been down on Raw, but the last few weeks have been awful. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this has been a great wrestling show.
Here's what I
watched it, what we've gone over, but it was better.
I don't get how these dirt shits can go out there. You know, Mike Johnson is famous for this. Dave Scher's famous for this. I don't see how they could deliver you that bad of a show and the ratings are declining. Like, they just did the worst number in 2017 last week. I think at the end it drew, the rating for it was a 0.89 or 1.89.
What was this for?
For Monday Night Raw last week. It fell... last week.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't 0.8.
Well, they had over they averaged.
No, the average rating. If you're talking about viewership or rating, the rating was, I think, 1.9, but the viewership was still
2 million. It was a
2.8.
A 1.89. But then again, here's the thing.
Yeah, but you got to add $1 million for viewership.
Here's the thing, though. It fell from the previous week.
No, it's low. It's low. Don't get me wrong.
It fell again. 2.6 million viewers. It fell last week. I think it was 2.9. Which everybody.
Wait, where are you getting 2.6 from?
Jeff Edwards just put it up in the chat. 2.6 million viewers average for those 3 hours.
Average for the 3 hours, 2.6 million tonight.
No, last Monday.
Or I thought that was the lowest hour, though.
No. If you go overall average viewers, last week was lower than the week before. Is the point I'm getting at.
Yeah, I know, but not by percentages.
I just find it funny how, the week before last it fell and everybody's like, this is their lowest rating of 2017, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but no, but here's the thing.
Then to have it fall again, that right there
no, but
tells the tale.
Here's the thing you got to realize about these ratings, too. Because I follow these closely. And in the early days of Cool Truth, Jeff and I really hammered these ratings home. They're bad for the year, but they're still in the range they were in October. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bad ratings month in October, they're in the same range. So I don't necessarily think they're... Sorry, my wire is coming loose here. I don't necessarily think they're, like, losing a lot of viewership. I think they're losing the WrestleMania crowd.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with that. But... They're kind of stagnant is really where they're at. I think they're stagnant with that 1.8, 1.9 rating that's going to play out to be that 2.7 to 2.9 million viewers on average. And the bottom line is the last hour is going to be shit. Because at the end of the day, they're not doing enough and this is where I agree with Jeff 100%. They're not doing enough early on with the storytelling to get you to invest your fucking time and stay with Raw for 3 hours.
Edward says last week is the lowest show since last year's Halloween throwaway show when they were on Halloween.
Right, but that's my point. But that's last October.
Let's see, where were they at before Halloween?
Listen, it's all going to be in hundreds of thousands. You're not talking about millions. That's my point. You're going to be in that 2.5 to 2.9 area for the most part of the summer and fall and winter of last year. You got the always, you're going to always get that Royal Rumble WrestleMania pop. Here's the problem. This is the problem that I see. It's not the ratings now. Their WrestleMania pops aren't nearly as good. If you go back to 31, the Raw after WrestleMania 31 did like a 5.5. The Raw after Mania this year did what? Like a 3.6, 3.7?
Something like
that. That to me is the real loss. The real loss isn't even a week to week. They're still getting those freaking 2.5 million viewers, those 2.8 million viewers every week. And it fluctuates, don't get me wrong. And the ratings aren't great and they're not trending up at all. But where the real problem is in their big time areas, the WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble, their SummerSlam area, they're not picking up that viewership. They're only picking up a small percentage of their viewership.
I'll tell you, it's telling because last year they had a show on July 4th. It drew an average of 2,658,000 people.
Well, I mean that's a terrible data. I mean, they're not going to give viewers on a day. That's not even a fair day to use.
It is when you go to last week and they only drew 2,696. It's not that,
Yeah, but Joe, what I'm telling you is that's what I'm saying is they're within those couple 100,000.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. As long as it doesn't drop
my
down
thing is this is my thing. This is where the trend really is. Take the Raw after WrestleMania and go back 5-6 years ago. It was 6 or 7 million. And then go back 3 or 4 years ago. It was 5 to 6 million. And then it was 4 and 5 million. Now it's 3. You know what I'm saying is they're big time weekends that they're losing it there. They're stagnant right now.
Yeah,
their middle of the year bullshit is all stagnant. Their big time months is where they're not regaining the casual viewership.
There are people
because
out there,
they don't have stars to promote.
There are people out there that will only watch WrestleMania and that's it because it is WrestleMania.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is they're not getting enough of those anymore.
And they're not retaining them either. You're absolutely right. But let's talk UFC 211 here.
Okay.
I got to catch. I was watching. I had a hard time juggling this because I was having a hard time juggling NASCAR. I was having a hard time juggling this, and I want to say there was something else I was watching. I think I even did a live show that night too. So I only got to watch like the last 2 fights of the main card. I didn't get to see any of the prelims. They said there was a lot of controversy on the prelims. What happened?
And we're going to talk a lot about this on Cool Down with AC as well, but the Dustin Poirier Eddie Alvarez fight, it was called a no contest and it should have been a DQ.
That's said illegal knees, no contest.
Well, here's the thing. Right now, and Herb Dean is one of the better refs out there, so I don't want to throw shade at him, but he made a mistake. Under the unified MMA rules, when followed, you can throw a knee at an opponent who has his hand on the mat.
Oh, so this is the second pay-per-view in a row that this shit happened?
Well, no, this is...
They had to... Dude, me and you discussed this
I don't know.
I
know you're talking about the Holly Holm, what's her face? I can't even think of her
No, I'm
name.
talking about the last UFC pay-per-view. They had that fight where Joe Rogan was going out of his mind on commentary going, this match should continue. His hand was down.
This wasn't on pay-per-view. This was on Fox Sports 1.
But what I'm saying is this is the second...
Or no, FX, actually.
This is the biggest UFC card, this is the second biggest big UFC card or pay-per-view or whatever that this has happened at in the last month. It happened last month on the main card.
No, this is like the 4th or 5th this year.
So when are
they but no, hold on for a second. Let's be clear about what we're talking about here. This is not just a UFC issue.
No, it's a New York or wherever they're at.
No. It's whatever. They were in Texas this week.
They're in Texas.
So it's the governing bodies. Basically what happened is, let me give you the background so we could explain this properly. After the first of this year, starting in 2017, a governing body came out with the unified rules for MMA. Now, that because MMA is governed under each state's athletic commission, those states at that point could adopt those rules or not adopt the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So where they're having the problem is where they're not adopting the rules. And that's what happened in Texas this weekend. Under the old rules, if you had your hand on the ground or your fingers on the mat, on the ground, I should say the mat, hand or fingers on the mat, or other than your feet, your knees, your shins, your elbows, whatever it is, you are considered a downed opponent and you cannot knee a downed opponent. Under these unified MMA rules, if your hand is on the ground, you're fair game to knee. Now, they weren't under these rules But here's what happened. Here's the confusing part about the match with Poirier and Every Alvarez. Poirier was against the fence, down. Now, just his feet. He puts his hand on the ground. Alvarez knees him. As he's kneeing him, his hand comes up. So if I'm the ref and I'm looking at the knee and not the hand, now the hand's already up. I don't know if that knee is illegal or not. When he hits him with that knee, Poirier drops to his knees and he knees him again. Now he's definitely a downed opponent under any rule.
Right.
And he calls a stop to see the doctor. Poirier can't continue. Basically what Herb Dean said was, I don't think this was intent for a foul, so I'm going to call it a no contest because it was accidental, given the fact the first knee was, in his eyes, legal, and that's what made the opponent drop, which in his eyes means the opponent was injured. Okay? So he calls it a no contest, saying the opponent's injured, he drops to his knee, then he fouls him, accidental contact, no contest. But when you look at the replay, given that his hand was down and they're contesting this under the old rules, it's the first knee was actually a foul also, which would mean it should be a DQ. Because the first knee, basically the impact of the first knee impacted his decision on the fight. And because it was illegal, it definitely should be a DQ. Now, Poirier's management company is contesting the decision. Not because, I mean, listen, both those guys obviously want to fight again, and the fight was tremendous. Anybody who saw that fight, those motherfuckers banged out. Like, I want to see that fight again. But here's the thing. The dude, if they give him the win, he gets double his purse. He doesn't get his win bonus because it was called a no contest. And if it becomes a DQ, his purse doubles. So, you know, the competitive stuff you could just take out of it. Monetary-wise, you have to contest that because let's say he made 20 grand for the fight. He can make 40. Follow?
Oh, yeah.
So it was very controversial, and Herb Dean made the wrong decision. But at the same time, the initial knee that was technically a foul, his hand was on the mat for like 2 seconds. And then he got kneed and it came up. So I could see how he might not have saw that.
I want to talk about the main
card
here.
Here's the problem. It's very confusing.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the other confusing part about it. And we're going to get into this with the commentary. Take the, whether you like Mike Goldberg or not, take it out of it because John Anik is very good. But these pay-per-views should be Anik and Rogan, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because them ushering in Daniel Cormier and Dominic Cruz, like, these guys just aren't very good.
No.
I'm not a fan of three-man booths as it is in anything. In sports, in fighting, in anything. In wrestling, I don't like three-man booths. I think it's too many personalities trying to get out at once. I like two-man booths.
The old saying,
let it
three's
be
a crowd.
Anik and Rogan, or let it be Anik and Brian Stan, or let it be Anik and Kenny Florian. But Daniel Cormier should not be announcing fights. He's terrible. Dominic Cruz isn't good either.
The entire commentary for this pay-per-view was horrible.
Or if you're going to do it, let them announce the fights on the damn Fight Pass where, a couple 100,000 people are watching and they're getting used to it. Don't throw them out there on FX or Fox Sports 1 and then throw them out there on pay-per-view where they're going to get ridiculed because they're terrible.
I did think that for the heavyweight title, though, the commentary as they were coming to the cage, DC
Cormier gave you something. DC gave you something.
DC was like,
but
one man looks like he's going to a gang war, the other man looks like he's out walking his dog. I like that.
Listen, DC has a lot of charisma. We know that. But the problem is honestly, I want to hear from Rogan in that spot right now.
Yeah.
10 years from now, that might be different. 5 years from now, that might be different. Brian Stan does a great job. Kenny Florian does a great job. Maybe Daniel Cormier will do a great job too at some point. I just think with the two guys, there's not a lot of camaraderie there. They haven't done it together a lot. And I think they're in a very fragile time for the UFC right now. And I don't think it's a time to be playing around with this.
Not at all. That heavyweight fight, Stipe Miocic versus Junior Dos Santos, that right there, I was expecting more out of it, but I like the way it ended. This is one of the few instances where I'm a Dos Santos fan. I'm now a Miocic fan because he's
I like both guys. I'm with you.
I like Stipe now at the end of this. Fucking USA has that belt. So
you know what the thing is with him too. His leg was hurt. And I think he was like, I got to get him the fuck out of here.
I got to get him out of here. I got to end it. And that's exactly what Rogan said.
I mean, he exploded his ear. I mean, he exploded his ear in that. I mean,
he's like, if I don't fucking, if I don't knock him out now,
the thing with him is, I feel like he's getting better.
Oh, yeah.
And his motivation, I think the fact that he's not considered one of the top UFC champions and fighters, I think his motivation where he's not the champion that's resting on the fact that I'm the champion. Haha, I'm the champion. He's like, no, I got to prove to these motherfuckers I'm the champion, and I'm going to do it. And I think he's doing a great job of that. And the guy just keeps getting better and better. He's kind of like a blue collar champion. I think people like that.
I want to touch on the women here briefly because I know you're going to talk about this on your show. That fight, oh my God, dude, that's fight of the night. Did that make fight of the night?
I didn't check on honestly, I'll be honest with you. I did not watch the card till last night when I got home from work. I avoided every single spoiler other than the fact that Stipe won. I didn't know if Joanna won. I didn't know if Frankie Edgar won. I didn't know who won Damian Maia. I didn't know who won any of the fights. So I went back and watched it last night. So as far as like the awards, I haven't even gone through that yet. But I'll tell you this right now. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, I mean, listen, I've been saying it for a year now, is the best technical striker in the UFC, pound for pound, hands down. But Jessica Andrade, talk about a fucking badass, because she got the living shit beat out of her. She came forward the entire fight.
She kept bringing it.
For somebody who lost every round, and she lost every round. I mean, it's impressive that she just kept like throwing fucking bolos looking for a knockout. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was a very entertaining fight, which most of Jędrzejczyk's fights are.
I want to say Joanna Jędrzejczyk and Jessica Andrade, however you pronounce her last name. Andrade impressed me because she lost the fight. But when you look at them side by side, Joanna's face was way more fucked up than Andrade's was.
I honestly, I think sometimes that's deceiving. I think if you looked at them this morning, you probably would see
swelling is probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but I think what sold you on that was that big hematoma on fucking
that goose egg,
on Joanna's head there.
Fight of the night went to Sherman versus Coulter. Performance of the night was Stipe Miocic and Jason Knight. The women should have gotten fight of the night to me because that was just fucking that crowd.
You know what might have been part of it. They might have been throwing a guy who made a little less money a bone, or the fact that on the scorecards it was a wipeout.
But we're gonna go.
But it was very entertaining.
We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Of course, you want to listen out for AC show. Cool down with
AC. We'll break it down much further. I got to get into Frankie Edgar and Yair Rodriguez, especially for UFC fans. I'm sure you want to hear about that because for people who haven't seen Yair Rodriguez, you might think he's not good based on the fact that Frankie stomped him, but that's not the case. But we'll get into that and cool down with AC.
All right, and also this, I believe Belating for Truth is going to have another episode this week. Him and Stames just did another episode. Go out and watch that. I will say...
I want some cool truth. Let's tweet out Edwards. Cool truth this week, motherfuckers.
That's up to you two to get together and record. I mean, if y'all want to go live, I'll sit back and produce. But I will sit there. I will say that coming this Wednesday, it is the unofficial CWF Worldwide After Show. And there's things coming up that Jeff Edwards isn't going to like. And even a Saturday episode of CWF Worldwide's coming up, and we'll tell you about that on the show. I have to IM Dylan Hales because we were trying to get Dylan Hales on.
Wait,
can I
ask you a question about this CWF production here? Did Grant Sawyer take any of my advice at all, or what?
They're not going to. They can't.
I'm kidding, obviously. I'm just being an ass.
But anyway, we got that coming out Wednesday. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. We'll get notified when you subscribe, and then we'll give you a shout out.
I'm joking. I love you guys at CWF. I'm kidding.
So, hey, your boy Flip Gordon's probably not going to be in fucking Northeast Wrestling much longer because word is he just signed with Ring of Honor full time. So.
Yeah, but I mean, why would that prevent him from working with NEW?
I can understand. You're right. He can go back. Ring of Honor. It's not like Ring of Honor.
I mean, Michael Bennett and Matt Taven have been signed with Ring of Honor and worked a lot of NEW shows. True. I mean, he lives in the area. They're doing a lot of stuff. I am actually going to be at
that Spring Slam, I think they're calling it.
I won't be at Spring Slam.
Oh,
Spring Slam is
in New York.
Yeah, that's Adam Cole versus
Cody Rhodes.
Versus Cody Rhodes is tremendous. I wish I could make it. I'll be at NEW Live, Pentagon Jr., whatever, Penta OM, or whatever he's calling himself now, versus Sami Callihan. We're going to boo the fuck out of Del Rio.
Go ahead and do it, man.
Al Patron, ruin his night, whatever. JT Dunn and Keith Lee, Dijak and Flip, big time NEW card, so I'll be there for that. But I'll also be at the next ROH pay-per-view in Lowell, Mass, which is War of the Worlds?
No, they just did War of the Worlds. Are you talking about Best in the World?
Best of the World. Yeah, whatever the name of the pay-per-view is. Lowell, Mass, June 23rd, I believe, is the date. I will be in Lowell for that.
And
hopefully we'll be the crowning of the Matt Taven Championship run.
We'll talk about this more Wednesday, but I am going to be probably at CWF Mid-Atlantic this weekend. Come up and say hi to me as well. Follow AC on Twitter at AC Cooldown. Follow the network on Twitter at 1650 PWAM. And if you want to follow me on Twitter at Joe Pillow to Post. For AC, I'm Joe White. Don't drink and watch Raw, friends. We'll see you down the road.
I got the purple people eaters on now.
Uh-oh.